Hi friends, I'm Chelsea Grayson coming to you once again from the Office of the CEO. This is my show where I can help you be more successful in your current career, and I can also help you successfully transition to a new career. So today I'm going to give you 5 easy things you can do right now to become more powerful in your workplace. So here goes. Number 1, become familiar with the organizational chart and reporting structure of your organization. This goes from the board to the CEO, because we all know the board is the boss of the CEO, and then from the CEO through the C-suite, so all of the folks who directly report to the CEO, and then the reporting structure all the way down until you get to yourself. What is your reporting structure? Who do you have a direct straight line into that you directly report to? Who do you have a dotted line to that you sometimes do work for and they have an influence over your career as well? And who are your boss's bosses? Become a familiar face, and develop a good regular working relationship, a daily working relationship with each of these folks to the extent that they are decision makers in your career path at your organization. This will help tremendously so that you don't go into your annual performance review cold. People will already know you and you won't have to do as much work. And later on, when you're attempting to get promotions, the folks that are above the folks who are directly making that decision will have an influence there. And you might end up working for those folks at some point as well, and it'll be all the better if you already have a good relationship with them. So that's number 1. Number 2, study and understand the financials that are at play in your company, both within your division as well as the company overall. If it's a public company, it's going to be all the easier because those will be publicly filed on the SEC's website. If it's a private company, it ought not be too much trouble for you to get some sort of an understanding, whether getting the actual financials or whether getting a good understanding by just having a conversation with your boss. Understand what the push and pull points are in the financial structure of the organization. Is the company having a problem with controlling costs, controlling expenses, for example? Is that an area where you can weigh in and really make a difference, even if it might be outside the scope of your job description? If it is, volunteer to help them with that, and you will firmly ingrain yourself within the DNA of the company. That's just one example. All sorts of other ways that once you understand the financials of a company, you can figure out where you can really add some value. Number 3, start notes right away for your annual brag memo. I've talked about this brag memo a little bit in previous episodes, and I'll just repeat that this is a memo that, unsolicited, your company probably won't ask you to do this, and you don't have to call it a brag memo if you don't want. You can call it a kudos memo or an accomplishments memo. And this is a 1 or 2 page document that you'll create every year, which lists out all of the great things that you've done in your job or for that company throughout the previous year that's going to count for your annual performance evaluation. When you walk into your annual performance evaluation, they will already have things that they know about you. Others have submitted actual evaluations of your work. They will have kept track of certain ways that you have met or have not various key performance indicators, otherwise known as KPIs. They will have set out goals for you. They'll talk about whether you met those goals or not. This is separate from that. This is a document that you prepare and you control, that you can chop up into various relevant sections. How have I contributed to direct revenue generation? How have I contributed to indirect revenue generation because I've reached across the aisle into other groups and helped them increase their revenue generation on the theory that when the water rises, all boats float? What committees have I joined? What administrative tasks have I participated in that have streamlined the operations of the company? Have I participated in charitable events outside the 4 walls of the company under the company's banner so the company got a nice little PR push, right? What people are here at this entity right now that's attributed to me. I spotted them and told HR that they should go out and try to recruit this person. Who's here that as a result of me, their career has been developed so that they're a much better employee for the company, right? All of those things should go in your brag memo, which again, as I've discussed in previous episodes, will go in your personnel file in a formal way, and you can also present it at your performance evaluation. Nobody else is going to keep as close track of all of your accomplishments over the course of a year like you will. And they do need to listen to what you have to say, as long as you listen to what they have to say when it's their turn to talk in the performance evaluation. So don't be shy about presenting this. So number 4, are there committees within the company that it would behoove you to join? An executive committee, a compensation committee, a strategic initiatives committee, a mergers and acquisitions committee. Where are the power folks at? What committees are they sitting on? And which ones do you feel qualified to volunteer to join? Join those committees. A lot of the work, a lot of the socializing, a lot of the folks getting to know each other on an off-work basis happens in those committees. A lot of the stuff that's going to come down the pike for the company happens in those committees, and people that sit on those committees are aware of those things well before the rest of the folks in the company. So find out what committees have been formed and are active in the company, and join or volunteer to join the ones that are right for you. If you don't get accepted onto a committee right away, that's okay. Keep trying. The more interest you show, the more folks will want to give you a seat at the table, because it's not like you're getting paid any extra for this committee or anything like that, right? These are purely on a volunteer basis. So try to join a committee. And finally, number 5, ask your boss, your manager, your supervisor, whoever it is that you report to, if there are any certifications or licenses that you ought to get in order to either improve your job performance in your current job, or to improve your chances at working your way up the ladder at your company. So this could be a little bit awkward, because your manager won't necessarily want you to think about, well, one day I'm not going to work for you, I'll work for somebody else in this company. But we all know that the only way to be successful in this life is to continue working your way up the ladder, whether it's at your current company or a different company. And a lot of times you can get from the person that you report to a really good insight into what certifications and licenses or other training programs that you should go through that will make you either more successful in your current job, or will help you get promoted up through the company. So there they are. Those are my top 5 tips in terms of easy things that you can do right now to gain more power in your workplace. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Please drop a comment. Let me know if there's anything else that you think I should weigh in on. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss future episodes. And I'll see you next time from the Office of the CEO.